The first one is, this is about a gentleman who is actually working in the Expo 2020 projects. Okay. He had given me a huge email, massive email. The summary of the whole email, it was, I think, nearly 10,000 words. One is the Expo 2020 projects are having a lot of issues and problems, which I think is very normal. Most of the construction work that is being there is always they overpromise and they find it hard to maintain the dates because there are a lot of challenges. So Expo 2020 projects are having problems. It's many of them did not calculate the cost, and in many of the projects the cost has gone way beyond what they imagined, which once again, I know this is a trend. People underestimate the cost and they end up they realize, oh, I'm making this project at a loss. Another problem which people never think about is cost of products and services do go up. And then there is also you'll have to pay a fine. You'll be penalized if you do not complete the project on time. And in order to get these projects, many of the guys, what they do is they keep a very small margin. They keep like 5% or 2%. And then, the whole project just collapses. And then you also have materials. If the materials are not original or they are not authentic or they're not strong, well, you'll end up with, like what happened with the rain. When the rains came, most of the construction that was there, it is designed for, not withstanding rain. It's for dry desert climate. It just collapses. And when you use fake material or cheap material from China or places where you can actually save money, well, the project, the building or the structure will collapse. Oh, by the way, just thought I'll get this out of the way. If you actually see my room, wait, let me just make sure you can see my room. You can see now that bookshelf is not there. That big monitor is there. Thank you for the gift. And well, this is how my room is. And here are my trophies, many trophies. I had to keep the rest of the trophies out because there was no place. Anyway, so the monitor is kept there. For those of you who said, I was just posing with an empty box, there was no TV, nobody gave me a gift. Well, here's the TV. You can see this is for my gaming. So, okay, I got that out of the way because that thought kept bugging me in my head. Okay, coming back to the email. Now, wait, let me see. My screen is proper. Okay, screen, just want to make sure. Okay, sorry. Okay, and then I also got the news from that contractor that it seems many of the largest contractors, this is what he claims, the largest contractors are not interested to take any of the projects because they're not going to make any money and they're afraid of what has been taking place with Arab Tech. Arab Tech had a tie-up, had a project with Maidan, and then it got cancelled and they ended up losing billions. So many of the big name contractors, they don't want to burn their fingers because obviously you cannot take the Dubai government to the court. And so this is what he shared with me in terms of what is happening with Expo 2020. The other thing which he did share is because he's a Western expat, he said, Loy, initially I thought your channel, you were just bad-mouthing UAE because you are butthurt and, you're just spreading negativity. But after being in UAE, I realized most of the things what you said was true. And some of the reasons why he said, being a Western passport holder, his passport was taken away from him and they didn't return. But he complained to the embassy or the consulate and they said, this is the property of the government. You cannot keep that passport because the Western passport, very powerful. So the employer had to give his passport back. Like I told you, taking your passport away from you is an illegal practice. It is not allowed and they should not be doing it. Okay. Second thing is, he said, Loy, I assumed UAE was a country that followed Islam. How is it that there are whores in nightclubs? I was pretty surprised with that. And he even went to a massage parlor. And guess what? After the massage, the girl gave him a happy service. So he was very surprised with that. He didn't complain, but he said, Loy, I thought we were in an Islamic country. Well, it's not that strict. I would just say that they're a little flexible. Islamic only when they have to show. Otherwise, if you do, like I tell you, there are a lot of shit that goes on. If nobody complains, You can do your own business. So why bother? Okay. Next one, what he said is there are plenty of fake friends, fake people. If you have money, he said, having a Western passport, I got girls who are being very nice to me, mostly Filipinas and all that. They're being very nice because I was a Westerner. I didn't expect, he's saying I was just an ordinary bloke in my country. But here I'm being treated very nice. Even the Indians are yes sir, no sir, yes sir. They keep nodding their head. And Pakistanis also say yes sir. He's saying I was never called sir in my life, and here I'm called sir. So I told him that just enjoy. You're being called sir. Why not? In fact, many people, when they come to me, they're like, "Oh, Loy, you look like you're from New Zealand." I say, "No." "You're from Australia." I say, "No." "United States." "No." "Mexico." There's that. Finally, when I tell them I'm from India, they're like, "Eh? India? You're from India?" And many of the girls, they show so much of interest. Like even I'll tell you, even in Thailand, so many girls. "Oh, where you from? Where you from? America? Oh, you from Australia? You from New Zealand?" But when I tell them India, India, their face, their color, it's like the blood drains from the India. Oh, sheesh. And then I used to wonder, like, why do they, when I say India, why even Thai people, why does the blood drain out of their face? I didn't know why until I married my Thai wife, and she told me Indians are kiniao. Kiniao means stingy. So, and how did this come about is many of the Indian tourists, when they come, they share, like they'll buy a bottle of Coke and they'll share the Pepsi and Coke. They'll not give tips. They'll even take parcel. They'll take the chicken. They'll take everything. Yeah, something which even I'm guilty of. I don't like to waste food, so we take, and they come with their mother, father, brother, sister, everyone, and they're all sharing. And well, the thing is, Western expats, when they go for a holiday, many of them don't tag their mother, father, brother, sister, the whole family along. Many of them just go either single, and many of them are not expats, they are sexpats. They come there to enjoy. They work like menial jobs. Like in the West, you'll have a plumber, you'll have an electrician, you'll have even municipality guy, a guy who cleans sewage. Because their currency is very strong, and because they get visa on arrival for 1 month to up to 3 months. So many of them come down here, and because they have purchasing power, an ugly, fat guy who's working as a cleaner or plumber or electrician, he will get hot babes because obviously they want his money. But you'll never see a plumber, electrician of Indian or Pakistani or Bangladeshi origin because the currency value is low. You'll mostly see businessmen come down, and businessmen are very particular about their money. They are not going to start handing over. And obviously, when you come down with your mother, father, brother, sister, you're not going to go to whore joints, or you're not going to go and spend money on booze and all that. So yes, those dynamics come into play. So because they thought I was Indian, they suddenly realized they thought I was Westerner. They were like, "Wow, he's so cool," because tattoos on the face. Indians don't have that. But when they found Indian, "Hey, Indian," even for my wife, they say, "Oh, you have Falang husband, foreigner husband." But the minute she says I'm Indian, they're like, "Huh? Indian? India?" So this happens every time. This is the experience that I have. Anyway, coming back. So it seems that he has had a lot of fake friends. What he has said is locals are very nice. This is his verdict. He's saying there are educated locals. There are very cool locals. The Emiratis are some of them, the ones he has mixed around. They're very nice, but they live dual lives. They can't show what they do publicly, and they don't put it on social media. He says many of the local friends that I've had, they have tattoos on their body, which is hidden. They have girls and girlfriends, multiple girlfriends. They drink, they smoke, they do everything, but they never mention it on social media. And many of them are very particular that you do not take photographs when you're with them. Okay, which I totally understand. If you actually Google search, there had been an incident where a local guy punched an expat businessman, I think in Minas, not Minas, Ibn Battuta. No, not sorry. At this hotel, at this outlet, he punched him, and that guy fell down and he died. Okay, because he thought he was actually taking a selfie with his friends, and this guy thought that he was taking a photograph of him and his girlfriend. Okay, so locals are very particular. Even here in Samui, you have a lot of Western expats. If I was taking a selfie and was holding the camera this way, if they feel that they are in the shot, or you are having them in your photograph, they'll walk up to you and tell you, "Excuse me, I need to see that photograph. Did you take my photograph? Did you take my video?" They're very aggressive about it. So, in fact, I got a Saudi guy when I was going for my language classes, and I was just taking a video of myself. If you see my Facebook, when I used to go for the language classes, this guy, Saudi guy, he came up to me and says, he was very angry. He said, "I will kill you." Straight up. I don't know what is it with our Arab brothers. "I will kill you." He didn't say anything. He just, "I will kill you. You took my video in this." He threatened me, and I was like, "Chill, relax. No need to kill nothing. Here, the video, I delete. Finish, happy, go." So, many of them are very particular. Then he also stated that most of the banks and the hospitals, what they are doing is illegal. If they were in the West, they could get sued left, right, and center. And he says, over here in the UAE, you're nothing without a job. If you don't have a job, you're nothing, which is very true because your visa is with your job. He says most of the designations are dummy designations. He's saying many of the Westerners, we get paid much more than what we are worth. He was actually honest about it. He said, "I was very surprised to see many Western expats here. They don't know their job and they get big salaries, big positions." In fact, he also mentioned that many locals, they are given big positions, guaranteed promotions, even though they do not know their job. He's saying many of the positions by default are left only for locals or for Western expats. Corporate hierarchy, he's saying, is a racist hierarchy, is a reality. At first, he never agreed with me, but now he says, "You're absolutely right." And he says, if someone complains about you, especially if he's an Arab local, you are guilty by default until proven innocent. And he says, "Loy, I have left the country because I could not stand this system." So obviously he didn't like all this and he left. But he did make his money. That's what he did mention. So this is the email that the first person has shared. Like I say, if you wrong or right, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you because this is his experience, is what he has given. So let me know, what do you think about this letter?